So on this special opening for Black, White, and Red All Over, we are joined by two amazing talents that I am so very lucky to call my friends. We've got Seth Damoose and Dan Dougherty here, the creators of Floppy Cop. Oh my God, it's an absolute pleasure. How you guys doing?
Good, man. You?
I'm itchy, but I'm good.
Itchy? Yeah.
Sorry, I'm so close to you. I'm saying I'm itchy, but it's
not contagious. It's the lice.
Yeah. It's not
There's
contagious.
worse things, right?
I'm trying to show solidarity here, guys, but it's failing miserably. I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, well, no. Yeah. You can mask off. It's okay.
Okay. Whew, guys, so hot.
Seth wasn't even trying. He's just like,
No.
if I die, I die. Like it's whatever.
His beard is his mask.
There's nobody else in the room. Yeah, we talked about. I'm gonna flip the beard up, and it'll be a built-in.
Pop that beard right up.
Yeah. Instead of a headband, it'll be a beard.
Action if I ever saw it. That's amazing.
I want to take my mask off and show, like, look at my beard. We're twinsies.
Let's do it.
Twinsies.
Yes. Yes. I love it. That's how you do it. Okay, so obviously, I'm a fan of all the things that you guys do, and Floppy Cop is tip top.
We reviewed several of the issues on Black, White, and Red Over.
Yes,
we've reviewed, and it's doesn't do bad for us.
No, not at all.
Not as good as it should.
Well, we always argue that one. Like, people need to be on the floppy, like right now. Okay, so
they do.
We're on the second, graphic novel here. Tell us about, number one, where does Floppy Cop come from, and what are we expecting in this volume?
Seth.
Well, okay, so Floppy Cop comes from a desire and a need for Dan and I to scratch that funny itch. We had both been working on some dark and some macabre stories, and those were great and fun in their own right. But Dan and I, having been friends and been social back when we could be social and had drinks and hang out and good times and good laughs, both realized that we both come from a comedic background. So we wanted to make something funny because it was time to be funny and laugh out loud again. And that's roughly where Floppy Cop came from. Other than Dan just wanted to be able to say he could sell floppy copies of Floppy Cop.
That's really... That's about as much as you need to know about how intelligent this book is.
No. I mean, that is kind of brilliant. Floppy copies of Floppy Cop, like
marketing.
Yeah. Like
that's why it'll never be a hardcover.
Yeah, we vowed never to make a hardcover of Floppy Cop.
Oh my God!
It wouldn't do him justice, and justice is what he gets.
That's top-notch marketing, dude. Yeah. Like, come on, that's meta. That's super meta.
Yeah, there's rules to this guy. I mean, the guy has rules, and being in a hardcover that's against his rules. It wouldn't work. Wouldn't work.
Or like if you do a hardcover, only the bottom is hard and the rest of it is hard.
Yeah, we stopped this. That's the best thing I've ever heard.
Right? Like some old busted trapper.
Don't do that.
Right?
The weirdest book of all time. Don't
if we could get a book that's half hardcover, half softcover. How else? That would be the most unique book I think I've ever heard of. I don't think I've ever heard anyone do that. So if we can figure out a way to do this, we're doing that.
Well, think of it like a busted 3-ring binder, right? Like just snap the back and front covers off a 3-ring binder. You got your rigid spine and everything just kind of flops in the middle.
Exactly.
Right.
Or for that volume, what you do is you only have loose sheets. So the bottom of it holds it, but the loose sheets all fall over. There's no spine, so they'll lean. There you go. All right. All right, so for this second volume, tell us what's going on in the world of Floppy Cop.
He has a very cool new villain. It might be my favorite villain yet. And the villains have always been one of the best things about Floppy Cop. Like, just, he's fun to look at. He's always somebody who is going to say serious things through the silliest visual you're going to see. Right. But his villains are always really what drives the story because they're always chasing him. So in this case, his villain, his name is Pretzel Face. And he is on a mission to make everyone's body type the same so there'll be no more shame. So he basically is picture the Green Goblin, except the board is a pretzel and the face has a pretzel on it. And he has like
400 pounds.
Yeah, he's a big dude, real big dude, and he has a gun that shoots pretzel face huggers onto people's faces.
Oh my god!
And when that hits, they balloon up like to 400 pounds too. Like they become giant, big old round, like Willy Wonka style, like just completely balloon out. And he's just randomly roaming around town doing this to people. And what's even crazier for Floppy Cop and the crew is that they think it might be one of their fellow police officers because there's a guy in the force that we know from book 1 who's obsessed with pretzels. So they're like, is this Barnaby? Like Barnaby has almost
Barnaby, man.
Yeah. So it's
oh my god.
And I'm not saying it is or it isn't, but
everybody's got a limit.
You know, there's definitely a mystery afoot with this whole who is Pretzel Face story. And there's also a lot of people we've come to learn as we keep promoting this book that kind of agree with Pretzel Face. So
I mean, it's borderline the Thanos argument. Like,
yeah,
okay, maybe you don't like how he's doing it, but he's not wrong. Like,
yeah.
He has well intentions, if not poor execution.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing this against people's will, but at the end, they'd all be the same, which is what we're all hoping to be treated like the same.
Right.
You know? So, yeah, he's got a really interesting story. And of course, you know, the usual cast of characters is there to try to figure out and stop Pretzel Face before he does any more damage to the town.
Oh, my God.
So it's really fun. It's super fun.
That's brilliant. Now, you guys have already funded so far. You've hit your funding goal, and now it's the stretch goal time. What's some of the things that people can look forward to as the stretch goals unlock?
Well, we've unlocked the bookmark already.
Mm-hmm.
The next one is stickers of the Rat Fink art that Jay Fosgate did, which is absolutely amazing. I mean, he nailed that. That just came from, I think, a conversation back and forth in a group chat. We were all just spitballing ideas, and Jay's like, hold my beer, watch this. And then he sends us a picture. And it was done. And I'm going, that's it right there.
It's brilliant. You know who actually threw the idea out there was Gavin Smith.
Oh, it was Gavin, wasn't it?
It was Gavin. Yeah, yep. I remember vividly that Gavin was like, dude, why don't you just do some Rat Fink thing? And I'm like,
whoa. Your Gavin impression is tip top. That's
pretty good, right? Yeah. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Perfect.
Do some so we're creeping up on that one. And then we start throwing PDFs out there, but we actually amended this because we had a conversation with you who was so generous, Mr. Victor Dandridge, to offer up something that I would love to see happen, which is a bonus 4-pager story written by Victor and drawn by Seth.
What?
Yeah.
That would be the first that to my knowledge, unless there's some weird fanfic out there that I don't know about, which there probably could be with a name like Floppy Cop. That would be the first Floppy Cop story that I have nothing to do with. It would be,
oh my God.
And I already know what you said you would do it on. I think it's perfect. But we're going to put that at the 9K level, which I think is very doable. We still have almost 2 weeks left in this campaign, and we're at like 6,300. So like,
that's very doable.
We got to push, but
let's get there. Because how awesome is that going to be, right?
I mean, let's get the Black, White, and Red All Over family to push that, make that happen.
Yeah.
Okay, so
all that for everybody.
That would be killer. And honestly, like, I think we can even roll that into the other things that we're doing too, because so beyond that, we have one more stretch goal, which is that Seth and I do kind of fun stuff, that we end up throwing into the book later on or not. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. We've had this little challenge that came from Derek Becker back in the first book where Seth drew a story with no script. He just made something up that had no script that I had no idea about. And then he had to send it to me, and I had to improvise a script on top of it. It turned out to be one of my favorite things that we've done together. Yeah. It was great. I mean, it was even less than Marvel style because I didn't even tell Seth anything at the start. It wasn't like I was like, go have Green Goblin attack Spidey in Times Square, and then I'll figure out the rest. It was like nothing from me, all Seth, and then I had to figure out how to actually script this already existing comic. We're going to do it again. And in fact, what's funny is Seth already did it. I just have to, if we hit that stretch goal, I'll actually do the writing for it.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
That's a full 24-page book, all drawn.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So it's a bonus comic for everybody that would be, a Kickstarter exclusive thing, the way we would do it. For sure. If we actually get to that level. We just got it. That's up at like
That's up at like 10, I think.
10 is where we can do it as a PDF, and 12 is where we can do it as like an actual physical copy.
Okay.
That's separate. And I'll tell you what, if we got to 12, I would throw in the four-page thing from yours into that book.
Let's do it.
Let's do this, right? Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's add that in there.
Yes. All right, now, just to ask, because I'm a shrill that way, do you guys have any special like retailer platforms where retailers can get some stuff?
We do.
We have a level that is 50% of cover for, I think it's 4 copies of the book. We've had a few retailers scoop that up. I mean, it's unlimited, obviously, so you can do as many retailers as want to get involved as possible. We have, it's a $50 level. You get 4 copies of Floppy Cop to sell at your store.
Yep.
And whatever they need. I know some retailers like having extra swag, or some retailers like having nothing with it. Whatever they want, we're accommodating. I'm telling you, I've had retailers be like, please don't send the swag, just send the book.
Just send the books. I don't want anything extra.
Yeah.
Or okay.
I've had that. They actually say that. They're like, we don't know what to do with it. Like, or some of them are like, we need that swag. Give me the swag.
Yeah.
We're down with whatever works for you. So yeah, we got we got a retail level. We've got commission levels that are still open from Seth and I.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was reading up.
Like he's over here. He's looking at his phone like about to pledge like right now.
Dude. So can I air a grievance? Because Seth is beating me right now.
Oh, as I should.
What is it? What?
Seth is beating me right now. He's got
I got 3.
He's got 3. I have 1 on there. I technically now have 2 though, because my one. Yeah, remember I told you somebody just gave me a check. They didn't want to.
That's not on the books. It's got to be above board, Dan.
Then what am I doing this commission for them for?
You said it was his paid campaign. He sets the rules, bro. He sets the rules.
All right, fine. So I got 1. All right. You know what?
Okay.
I'm even more pathetic. Okay. All right. Fine. I'm in desperate need of a haircut, and your pledge could send me to that barber. I don't know.
I mean, everybody should pledge for Dan, because I mean, we don't want to see him cry.
Look at me. I'm
lose to a man with no hair. I mean, look at that.
I'm graying in the beard. I need to buy some dye. Like, I need that dye money, guys. Like,
all you're doing is stabbing at Seth the whole time. You're talking about a haircut. You're talking about the grays in your beard. And Seth is like, really, dude?
Yeah,
really?
I know what I'm doing.
I'm beautiful.
Yeah. It's just so tough having all this hair. It's like I don't even need a hat outside. It's so warm.
Oh my God, you're terrible.
It's so warm.
You're terrible. This is the kind of funny that is running rampant through the pages of Floppy Cop. Where can everybody find the first volume?
They can get that on the campaign as well if they want to just kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Yep.
Because we have a level that has both, or there's a level that has like everything. You can get that from Source Point Press as well. Their site is very user friendly. It has a lot of cool titles on it. You can get
it from them after the campaign. Get it from the campaign right now.
Get it from the campaign.
Yeah.
Support the real heroes here. Seth and some other people.
Yeah, that's what we want. That's what we want.
And after the campaign, go to your local comic shop.
Yeah, they would.
Of course.
I know Source Point's doing some cool stuff too, where like they're trying to, also use some of their online revenue to encourage people to go to the retailer and order it, and that would incentivize the fan base to go to the retailer, but also it would put some money in the retailer's pocket. So I know that they're doing that kind of thing as well.
Yeah, Source Point's doing some real cool stuff. For sure.
So whatever way floats your boat, we're fine with, as long as you're reading Floppy Cop.
Yes.
And hit us up and tell us about it.
Definitely do that. Matter of fact, let everybody know where they can find you on social media before we head out of here, so that they can stalk you and tell you how much they love you.
You want to go, Dan, or you want me to start?
You start first.
All right, so I'm all over Facebook, just like everybody else is. Maybe a little too much, but that's what it is. So yeah, just look for Seth Damoose. I have a Damn Inc. Art of Seth Damoose page. If you don't want to see random posts from me and just look at the artwork, go to that one. Twitter, I'm at Damoose Seth, and Instagram, I am at Seth Damoose, one word. So check it out. Let us know.
Love it.
And for me, you can find me all over the place. Twitter and Instagram, I am at Beardo Comics, all one word. And if you go on Facebook, you can find me under Dan Dougherty. I'll be the one with the profile picture of a Jay Fosca drawing of me. You'll see that pretty quickly. You can find me on Patreon at Beardo Comics, where I'm doing Beardo's 3 days or three new ones a week, plus a bunch of other bonus stuff. It's crazy. It's been really cool. I love my Patreon. And what else? My website is beardocomics.com, where you can get all my other stuff that is not related or related to the stuff that we're talking about.
I mean, you need a whole crossover, bro. Like, that's what I'm waiting for. The total random crossover. I mean, if Robert Kirkman can do it, you can do it. So
touching Floppy Beardo, it's going to happen.
Like,
Or is it Beardo touching
that sounds pornographic. Okay.
Yeah. Again,
Touching
100 feet from
Floppy
all
Beardo?
public schools. That's what they got me doing now. It's really messed up.
Yo.
I gotta sell that ice cream truck that I keep driving around in too. It's really embarrassing.
It's just Floppy
The
Beardo.
image that just conjured in my head, 1,000 no's to you, sir. No, thank you.
Thank you.
No, thank you. Here we go.
That was good. Good.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure to chat with you guys. I miss you guys tremendously. I can't wait till we can like hang out at a show, kick rocks and tell jokes. It'll be amazing. Do you have anything you want to say before we get out of here?
No, I just work here.
As we always say, read more comics, and trust me, you guys want to read these guys' books because they are absolutely amazing. Dan, Seth, we'll see you guys next time. Peace.
See you guys. Love you guys.
Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Black, White, and Red All Over. I'm Victor Dandridge, the hardest working man in comics.
Ryan Seymour King of Comic Town.
Woohoo! And we are here. Sorry for our mainstay fans. We are a little late, but for good reasons. There's been a crazy snowstorm and nobody got anything. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
That's not that far off.
Oh, okay,
though.
good. I've been telling people that
weather,
all day.
Weather shut down UPS for parts of the country. So there's some we're filming Wednesday night instead of Tuesday night.
Right.
But there are some shops that might not get their stuff till Friday
Oh
or
my
even
God.
next week. So
That's brutal.
yeah.
So be patient with your regularly friendly neighborhood comic shop person because you don't know what they're going through, man.
Yeah.
They could be going through it all right now. Shout out to the folks in Texas. That is crazy. Wow.
Yeah, it's not a good situation out.
Not
out
at
west.
all. Like, that is definitely, who wrote that? Is that an Alan Moore story? I feel like it's an Alan Moore story.
It really is. It's gotta be.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so despite the calamity of the weather and things like that, what the crap, man? There was a lot of books this week.
There were 27 at least books that could have made the cut.
Oh my God.
But we narrowed it down to 26.
Yeah, we did really, really well with that. It was tough. We kind of had the books fight it out. What we did is like gladiator style. We would take a book, throw it in another book, and whichever one landed face up got to move forward. It's what you got to do sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It's a very scientific process.
Yeah. And Scott made us stop.
Jerk.
Yeah.
Always ruining people's fun. Dad. Okay. So these are the ones that actually made it through. And of the honorable mentions, we got two that are the same, one that's different.
We defer.
Where do you want to start?
Okay, I didn't get a chance to grab it, but Hotline Miami. That's one.
I know when that hotline blinks. Doot, 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 that can only mean one thing. Okay, so this, I've been wanting to download this game, and I really need to because just the story alone is insane. But I know I haven't downloaded it. I'm sorry. Jeremy's done with me now. So this, it's so crazy. I have to wonder. Back in '86, did people have that nihilistic of an idea of the Cold War? There's that's the backdrop of all this. There's some. I mean, when I say nihilistic, nothing really matters because the bombs are coming.
Yeah.
That's not what I think of when I think of '86. That's not. I mean, sure, Watchmen, but no, I'm still riding off of Ferris Bueller's Day Off and stuff like that. So that's my '86. It's not like the world is gonna end. But Homie's world gets turned upside down, and it's bloody, it's gory, it's amazing. He pulls one of the most BA moves I've ever seen.
Nice.
And there's such a level of trust here that like he doesn't have to explain what he's doing, and it's dope. It's super dope. So yeah, grab that. Issue 6. Yeah, so good.
Also from Behemoth, we've got Steambound number 1.
Mm-hmm.
This is a really, 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 really fun read.
Mm-hmm.
It has like a vibe, kind of like an all ages book, but it is most certainly not an all ages book.
But don't do that.
Yeah, so it's got kind of like the I hate fairyland, like kind of thing going in terms of like its feel, but then all the stuff going on, no, not so much. It takes place in like a fantastic setting. It's a city that is just infinite. Like nobody has ever found the edge of it, and
That's
people have
amazing.
tried. And it's just two dudes trying to pull capers,
I mean, those look like the scariest Pokemon.
kinda.
Okay.
And you get there through a drug called Spider.
Nope. Well,
Yeah.
let me tell you how Dare works for me, because I'm not doing anything that. Why do they have like such negative names, like
Like, why can't it be like?
Love Hug or Thunder Kitty? Like I would maybe
Yeah, Daddy's
be entitled-
approval. Sign me up. You know,
Thunder Kitty, baby. You're like, oh, that sounds wonderful. But no, stuff like
Spider.
I don't like spiders for real. Like, why would I?
Like, why would I? No.
No.
It's all about branding.
Yeah, like that's a no. That's a okay. Speaking of branding, let's do it.
Yeah.
X-Men Legends #1. This. Okay, so if we're going in the Wayback Machine,
Yeah.
to the old '90s, as my 11-year-old daughter curses.
It's only 30 years ago. 30.
I punish her every time she says it. I'm like, you stop that filthy talk.
Yeah.
She's like, I mean, in the old 90s, I don't even want to get to what she thinks about the 80s. I might stab her. So we got Fabian Nicieza. We've got Brett Booth. Like, this just drips nostalgia.
It is.
And
But it's so perfect. Like, it executes it so well.
it's so amazing. I mean, you can see him on the cover here, so it's not a spoiler. Adam X, people.
Yeah.
If you don't know who Adam X is, get on the Google machine and prepare to be amazed at how 90s the 90s could get. I mean, the backwards cap, the spiky goodness. What are they boomerangs? What are, like, I don't even know what they are.
I never bothered to care. Like,
Yeah,
I just
didn't
know it's
matter.
awesome.
Yeah. The only thing he's missing, pouches.
Yeah.
He needs more pouches.
There's a severe lack of pouchage.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh.
However,
Right?
but still he needs more pouch. More pouch.
My only thing is I didn't know when it was taking place.
Right.
Like, is it taking place now, or is it taking place back in the old 90s?
Yeah.
But it was, oh my gosh, it was so much fun. It's like if you have been white knuckling it through X-Men titles for the last 30 years, just why can't they write like they
This
can?
is it. Yes, they
and
can.
this is 100% the book. For it.
Yes, they can. No, I definitely think this is 90s era based on the costuming.
Yeah.
But literally, I open this up and I could literally hear the X-Men theme song.
Yeah.
Just
yeah.
like it was there and it was magical. And I liked it. I liked
Yeah.
it a lot. It's like it's taking like a look back kind of seriously.
Yeah.
But kind of poking at itself just a little bit.
Yeah.
How many? Okay, off the top of your head,
Uh-huh.
how many rumored Summers brothers have there been?
There's a bunch.
Like, because I know, like at one point, Gambit was thought to be one.
Yeah.
This is before like we got to Vulcan. Like this is like such a fun, like storyline trope.
Yeah.
It's its own thing. It's kind of amazing. It's literally kind of amazing. I can't wait to see how y'all see that play out. It's yeah.
Is very good.
I have an idea of how I think it happened, and it's sticky.
Yeah.
So, King in Black #4. Donnie.
Yeah.
Ryan.
So one of the big things that happens in this book we can't talk about because
Right.
of our zero spoiler policy.
Exactly.
But it's been all over the internet. So
Surely you've seen it.
but oh my gosh, Kate's is just amazing.
Yeah.
Like it is each of these stories is nonstop. Like from the first panel to the last panel, you are being pulled along in this. Yeah,
It's a ride, and it's a great ride. One that you wish to ride again and again and again.
And then even
That was such a oh my
right?
god.
And he splashes in like so casually,
Right.
Like these hammers, and like that scene was awesome. I was like, because it never dawned on me.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
you've got that weapon.
Okay. Since we're not spoiling, and is it a spoiler to say what it's not? Is that a spoiler?
No.
Okay. Just to keep it safe.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to tie this into another event that another former Thor writer is doing right now.
Oh.
That's who I thought. Because I'm like, oh, well, yeah, that makes sense. Wasn't that, and still great. So,
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
yeah. But I really enjoy because I, like,
Oh my god.
that's what I thought it was going to be. But then at the same time, that's kind of like obvious.
Yeah.
So I love that it's not obvious.
Yeah.
But oh, so cool. So,
Great
yes,
job, Donnie.
Great job. All right. Before we move on to the acrylics, the ones that make the list, if you guys are enjoying this, click that like button. I'm just gonna throw it out there right now. Like, just do it.
Just click it.
Good little action. Okay, so up here we've got
Weird.
one that's the same.
One that's the same.
But okay, here's the crazy part. I've read everything that you have
Yeah.
up here. I just had to put some back because so many books. All right, so where do you want to start?
All right. Why don't you start with We Live? Because that was one that we've had enough people add it to their polls that there was a copy left. And I really wanted to read it, but someone was faster than me.
But I got the one that was on the wall. Okay. The Miranda Brothers. First and foremost, I want to be you when I grow up. Like, that's it, right? Like, now, granted, I'll be 39 this year, so I don't know if I'm actually older than you. Don't care. I want to be like you when I grow up. Because this is how you do it. Okay. We have an understanding of what is happening, but we don't know the story.
Yes.
And that's the thing. Like, there is a difference between plot and story. Plot is what happens, boom, 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 boom. But story is like the why, where it's going. Y'all did not see this coming. I'm going to tell you right now, if you like Power Rangers, if you like crazy, like big over-the-top, Voltron Force type stuff, this is where you need to be. This is what you need to be reading right now. Not now, but right now. Pick that book up. Issue 5 is the end of the beginning. I say that like very vaguely. No spoiler.
Ooh, this is a toughie. Because all three of these...
Those were fantastic.
Yeah. I guess I'll go Hollow Heart #1 as my first one.
My man.
Vault Comics. It is...
Read that last line on the back, because that's the one where I was like,
That's what made me actually order it aggressively
Nice.
out of previews. A queer monster love story about the choices we make between giving our loved ones what they want and giving them what we think they need. So I think it's like a supervillain, like that's been captured and in some kind of prison type setup.
right?
And kind of like if you took Shape of Water and splashed in, God, I don't know, because
Dash of this, dash of that.
I can't.
I mean, okay, Shape of Water mixed in with like Megamind.
maybe yeah.
Like I feel like
There's
something there, right?
this character that we see on the cover
Yes.
is constantly trying to escape from his confines, and in the process, like this mech suit that he lives in, which keeps him alive, gets damaged, and he meets Mateo,
Right.
who's like a tech, and oh my gosh, because it's so is it even a twist? Like, I mean, it is a twist.
I mean,
But it's like the hook that I think like you want to read the book for.
oh yeah, you definitely do. You definitely do. I wouldn't tell him.
Yeah, because there's a reason that he keeps trying to escape, and it is more than just a means to escape the situation.
Yes. Which makes it like that much more heartfelt.
Right?
Like, because then you're like, well, wait, am I supposed to be against you, or
Yeah.
am I supposed to root for you?
Yeah,
Like, I don't.
Which is the real prison? And
Great question.
that line at the end of what we think they need. So yeah, Mateo's trying to help this dude in the best way that Mateo thinks he can.
Right. But
So good.
dude,
So good.
okay, so I'm not gonna lie. The opening story at the beginning of this is what hooked me. Like I didn't read the back until after I finished reading it, and just the setup of it was something that I was like, it's so earnest, like it's so real.
Yeah.
It's not like this very like oh, I ponder the world. It's like this happened, and you're like, yeah. And then kind of like seeing how that's going to fit into the story.
Yeah.
That's the part that I'm like, interesting. So I agree. That was a great read. It was really tough to put that one back.
Right?
Like,
I totally get that.
it was tough. Like I couldn't even justify putting it in honorable mentions.
Right.
It was like
100%. Like it's more than that.
this is a book to be talked about.
Yeah.
So shout out to the two Pauls that worked on this one, Paul Allure and Paul. I can't remember the artist's last name now.
Tucker.
There we go. Two Pauls for y'all. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I was very impressed.
Super dope. All right.
So what do you got there?
I'm gonna go Superman.
Yeah.
Worlds of War. Again, okay, so Johnson, Clunan, Conrad, Adams, Easton, Janin, Oming, Oum, Delandro, Belair, Luis, Hi-Fi, Super Teams, 4 books in one, okay, 4 stories in one. So again, justification of the $8 price tag, divided up, essentially $2 a book. Like, works very, very well. Okay, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, Philip Kennedy Johnson, full name, because that's what he goes by, is about to take over Superman. And I don't think I have seen anyone with as intrinsic of an understanding of who and what Superman is since Grant Morrison did All-Star Superman.
Oh, okay.
Like, that's the level that I have to talk about this in that same breath, just based off of these first 2 issues of what he set up. Because you're talking about, like, showcasing what Superman is and why Superman is. And there's a line here, like, that's not really a spoiler, but it's Clark Kent saved my life, and this notion of Clark Kent versus Superman, and it's such a beautiful concept. Like, he gets it, and I love every bit of it. I cannot wait for his run to start. Can't happen soon enough.
From AfterShock Comics.
Yeah.
Number 1. Shadow Doctor, number 1. Let's see. Let's give a shout out to the creators. Peter Calloway is the writer. George Genti is the artist. Wancho is the colorist.
My guy.
Yeah, Charles Pritchett is the letterer and back matter designer. So, unlike AfterShock, does a lot of high concept stuff, a lot of horror stuff, a lot of sci-fi stuff. This one is real, and it is. I don't know if it's going to be a crime story yet, but it's this dude, and he's kind of giving his son a deathbed confession, and it's something his son has had no
idea.
Like that
Totally
part
in the dark.
But you never told us anything about that,
Right.
And it takes place in the Depression era, not the 2021 Depression era, but like the back in the 30s,
Right.
And it's the story of
That's so dark, man.
look at me, we're not that far off. And this dude, all right, this black man in America in the 30s wants nothing more than to be a doctor. Like that's,
literally has gone to school to become such.
And society, and it's nothing personal,
Right.
which everybody says to him.
So dark.
And he just can't get a job as a doctor, can't get money to start a clinic as a doctor, and he goes to the only person that he has left to turn to. And that's
such an amazing
yeah.
move, because like he clearly is aware of what opportunities are out there, and we see why. But
and I'm leaving out the beginning part of the story because
that's a giveaway.
Yeah, because then you're like, oh, okay, but man, dude, like I would have personally wet myself.
Oh my god!
Like this, as soon as everything goes silent.
Yeah. That's when the teeth,
because I'm out in the middle of the woods
and I don't know what's gonna happen. Like I don't know what's what.
Yeah,
I don't know what's what.
All I know is I can catch a bullet.
Yep.
But so if you're looking for like a slice of real life,
that's a good one.
Yeah,
that's a really good one. Again, showcasing the range that comic storytelling can do. Speaking of the range,
oh my gosh,
haha, number 2 from Image Comics, Prince Thorogood. Okay. We read issue 1.
Yeah.
which featured a very interesting clown story.
Yeah.
I thought this was going to carry over.
Yeah, because there was a lot of story left to be told from that first one. It's like a clown gets shot,
Right.
and it wipes out part of his brain. It doesn't kill him,
Doesn't
but it
kill
like
him.
takes out a part of his brain that
Right.
like has him fully tethered to reality, and so he's seeing the world like in this
Oh my
like
God, that was
hallucinatory.
so crazy.
This, it's a different clown.
Totally different clown. Totally different take. All right, so for this one,
I feel it's
yeah, because how do you like? Haha is not the feeling
there
that
is not a ha-ha moment at all in this book.
oh
It's this woman,
yeah
and she's about to, she works as an exotic dancer, maybe like that's the
right.
closest thing, and so it's her reminiscing and like telling us about her childhood and how she went from being a little kid
right
to being a dancer.
right the things that you carry with you
Yeah,
motivate you, fuel you. The story is probably the most unique coming of age movie that I've never seen.
yeah.
Like, okay, all right, if you watched Queen's Gambit, like I guess there's like a little bit of that in there, but you can't.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's this road trip. I think that it's not going to
you
give
say road
anything away.
trip. That's so.
There's so as the narrator is the kid, she's talking about this road trip, the last road trip actually.
Yeah.
That her mother took her on. It's going to a place where people are who they want to be, not constrained by society.
Nope.
And mom's got a lot of mental health issues.
But I mean, okay. Does she though? And the reason why I'm asking this is no BS. Yes, these are extremes, but this is well thought out. Like,
Oh yeah. The level of premeditation that went into this trip
is almost beautiful.
and I wonder if the claims of the mental health issues are something that her father told her about.
I think so.
Like,
I think so.
I can't accept that the woman that I married, that I had a kid with,
Feels like this.
Yeah.
So clearly she must be ... But like that move where she's like, "Hey, this is where we are, and I need to go do this in order to do that.
yeah,
So you stay here, and I'm going to do this." Like,
because it wasn't this,
Right.
It only because of that.
exactly.
So there's oh man, there's so many layers. Like
It's extreme. And then like, so when obviously like when you guys read this, you'll understand it. But when this happens,
yeah,
the way it's set up is almost like, yeah, it was expected. I knew this was a risk, and this is I still did it.
and it didn't result in that.
Exactly.
Damn.
So
Yeah,
Yeah.
This is for me. This is the book of the week for
yeah,
me.
100%. It's deep. It's very interesting. A little sad.
Yeah. Yes.
But still kind of amazing.
Yeah.
And definitely something that you guys should be picking up.
Yeah.
Just to read great material, because
It's a one and done story that
Yeah.
you don't need any backstory on. Like it's just complete.
Absolutely. Oh my God. Okay, so obviously we hope you guys like this episode. We asked you to do the like before, but we want you to do it for sure now because you're already here at the end. And if you want to get some more of this goodness,
Subscribe.
yes, click the bell.
Yeah, and then you'll get that notification each week,
Every week,
typically Wednesdays,
usually.
and you'll be like, "Hey,
Yeah.
these are the books that I should be checking out."
100%. Obviously, before we get out of here, we want to thank our guests, Dan Dougherty and Seth Damoose, for joining us to talk about their Kickstarter. Go check that out because Floppy Cop is amazing. And you guys are going to want to grab that because there's going to be some amazing stretch goals along the way. So definitely get that. But till next week,
Yeah.
we'll see you guys later.